Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl again, Monica. Thank you so much guys for coming back to my YouTube channel to watch my videos. And before I continue, happy new year 2024. This is my very first video this year. I have been a bit late to upload any video, but it's better late than never. So today I'm here and I wish you a very beautiful year. I hope you achieve all your dreams. I hope you have made some New Year's resolutions, and in another video I would love to actually sometimes we talk about the New Year's resolutions and see, did we meet our last year's resolutions or we did carry them forward to this year? Let me know in the comment section. But this video, we are not going to talk about the resolutions of this year, but I want us to talk about something that might be of help to you, especially for international students, or in you're planning to immigrate this year to Australia, or mostly it's to Australia. However, some of the points that I might mention might apply to you migrating to any other country, but specifically today we are talking about migrating to Australia. Now I want us to imagine that you're very new arrival in Australia, and you want to know, what do I do first, what do I do second, or what are the very first essential things that I need to do for me to settle with smoothly, with no stress. And these are the things that I want us to talk about today, because I know sometimes you might immigrate and you don't know anyone, anyone who could direct you, to show you, tell you do this, tell you do that. But if you do not have that kind of a person, consider myself here as that person who is going to support you and give you all the information that you might need. If this was me and I've just arrived in Australia, the first thing I would go for is a SIM card. So definitely once you're here, your SIM card is not going to really work. You're not going to be able to make phone calls with that because of the data roaming, because of course if you're from Kenya, for example, your mobile SIM card is only affiliated to Kenya and maybe Uganda. I'm not sure if it goes to Tanzania, but then now you've come so many miles away, 10,000 kilometers I believe, from Kenya to Australia, for example, and from wherever country other you come from, other than Kenya, and you're here and maybe you want to make some phone calls. And to be honest, your mobile number will not be able to help you. The only thing that maybe you might be able to do is using WhatsApp if you have Messenger, and of course you will need data connection for that. And with your line from your country, you will not be able to access data unless you have Wi-Fi. But then now you're not going to be using your line for long, because you need to make local phone calls. For various reasons, you just need a local SIM card. So the first thing I would go for is that SIM card. And I would say while looking for a SIM card, there are so many providers. There is Optus, there's Vodafone, there's some from Aldi, there's some from Woolies, there's Testra. So and remember, this video is not even sponsored by anyone. I'm just mentioning these providers for the sake of helping someone that might not know any providers. And what I would say is shop around, see which one is cheaper. Sometimes some are cheaper with there's a difference of maybe $5. Some even have a difference of $10, $20. So when I'm very new, I would really go for the cheapest. As long as you're able to make phone calls and you're able to get mobile data to run you at least a whole month, that will work best. So that's what I would say, the very first thing that I would go for. The next thing I would go for is maybe get a bus card to be able to use local means of transport. And so in Adelaide, for example, we have for the students, we have the Metro card. It's a green in color. So you need to recharge it always with the money, and then you can use it on both on the buses and on the train and the tram. Usually you pay around $1.50 for one way trip, and that one will run you for 2 hours. As long as you're traveling within 2 hours of you paying that, you're able to use your $1.50 for the whole of 2 hours. And once the 2 hours elapse, now you pay again if you're doing another trip. So I find public transport very reliable, because of course you don't have a car, and unless you're lucky enough to just land and get a car, or you're lucky enough to have some money to maybe use Uber or taxis, then if you're not lucky, then you need to use the public transport. And to be honest, the public transport here is very reliable. It is it is always on time. That's what I love about public transport. However, it is you'll use more time than you would use your private car, for obvious reasons. Public means they're going to stop or at all the stops. More often they stop to pick new passengers, while if you're using your private means, you just go straight to where you're going. In saying that, the public transport is still very, very efficient here. It is just very modern, and it's something that will just will help you until you're able to maybe own your own car. And something to note again, currently I just realized that you can use your credit card to pay for the bus. So if you haven't gotten your bus card or Metro card just yet, you can use your credit card to pay in the bus, and which is really cool. A while ago, when I came, a few years ago before COVID, we used to pay cash. I'm not very sure if the bus drivers still take cash. So they stopped that because of COVID, and of course the contact with the money, and so they stopped taking cash. However, I don't know if they're still taking cash. It's been a minute since I used a bus, but I've used the train just recently, and I realized that I can use my credit card. So just confirm once you get here, you can, and I'm sure, and probably is the same, the bus and the train, but what I'm very 100% sure is that you can use your credit card to pay the train and the tram. Now the next thing I would get once I'm here is open a bank account. Why? Bank account is very important, because look, if you don't have an account, even paying for that bus that I'm talking about or the train with your credit card, you're not mostly able to do that unless you have cash to recharge your Metro. Because how are you going to, if you want to pay with the credit card and you don't have a bank account, how are you going to pay the bus or the train? So it is very important also that in the first few weeks that you get yourself or open a bank account. There's so many banks in Australia that I've seen. There's likes of Commonwealth, ANZ, there's Westpac, and then also shop around for bank accounts, banks that have a lower interest, higher interest rates for savings. And for example, I've seen that Westpac, I've seen my family members using Westpac. If you're 29 years and below, you can use Westpac. They have a higher interest rate once you save with their Lifesaver account or something like that. But if you're above 29 years like me, so you're not lucky, you just use any other bank. But still, I think it's better to shop around for banks that have better interest rates. Of course, we want to earn something from our savings. So also that's another thing. The other thing I would go for once I'm in Australia in few weeks after arrival is applying for police clearance. So police clearance is also very important. Reason is because so so many employers ask for police clearance. They want to see what is your record of, they want to see, do you have any criminal records? And so the police have to clear you and say, and so of course, if you have any criminal charges, they will write on the police check on that police form. And remember, this is only police clearance. This is your history of criminal this is your criminal history in Australia and not international. And if they want your criminal history back in your country, they're going to ask you to conduct one. And normally this one you'll be asked maybe when you're applying for permanent residence, or sometimes schools. Some of the schools, they might ask you. So I remember when I was a student back in 2019, they asked me for my international police check, and so I had to do that, and it was really costly. But then you don't have an option; you have to do it. So this is a very important document you need, because most of the employers will not give you a job without a police check. They want to know what kind of a person are we employing, and it is part of their onboarding documentation that they need. So unless you have provided this, they are not going to onboard you. So it is very mandatory that you get yourself a police clearance. So normally you will go to the police station and make the application, or you will do it online. It is always cheaper for students. It's around I think we did for my siblings, it's around I think 50 some, this 60 something, or yeah, around 67 there. I think that's what we paid for my sibling when they are a student. But if you're not a student, of course it's going to be higher. All right, now the next thing that you will need to apply is something called TFN, or tax file number. So tax file number is also another crucial document or number that is required by the employers. So this is, for example, this is a number that is going to identify you as a taxpayer in Australia. So this number it's like if you're from Kenya, it's like your KRA number. It is a personal reference number. It is a 9-digit number that identifies you in the tax and super system. So super system is the money you pay for your retirement, like the old age benefits that you pay. The employer pays for you. The next thing that you might need to also apply for the first few weeks you just land in Australia is either do your manual handling and first aid course. So these are short courses that they explain to you how to do manual handling tasks. So here in Australia, they are so big on taking care of ourselves and work health and safety, and making sure that we take care of our backs, take care of our bodies. So you will go for this training, and they'll show you how to lift things. They'll show you how to bend properly. They'll show you how to do. Basically, it is what you do at the work. So they show you what to do at work correctly, so that you don't harm yourself and don't harm your client if you're going to work with people. And then if you're going to maybe do some cleaning, so you also need this so that you know how to take care of yourself, right? And then the first aid, of course, is first aid, we all know, is the first treatment or the first care you give to someone when maybe they've fainted or they've taken poison, they've had burns. What do you do first? Immediately, what do you do? So you're going to be taught also how to handle such cases if you're at work and something like that happens. And yeah, so many employers, they are not going to employ you if you haven't completed these two courses, the manual handling and the first aid. Sorry, and therefore it is important that you do them. as soon as you can, so that if you're going to apply for a job, especially that is going to involve manual tasks, that you have that course cleared. And also first aid is very mandatory for most of the employers. And also something else that I would say, this is optional. You can do it or you can not do it if you want, depending on what kind of jobs you're looking at maybe doing. So most of the people that I know have immigrated from overseas, they prefer to do the aged care and disability courses, the short courses, which is either certificate 3 or certificate 4. And once you've done this one, that course, you're able to get yourself, or actually you can work in an aged care facility or in a disability setup. But it is not that that's the only job that you can do. There are so many other jobs. I've seen people doing, maybe they've worked in companies whereby they manufacturing companies, packaging companies. So it is up to you what actually you want to do as work, and also what you get to once you make the applications. You could be applying for many jobs and you're not getting them, but once you apply for aged care and disability jobs, you find yourself you're able to actually secure a job. And something else to note, sometimes these jobs, aged care and disability, they are not an easy job, because people think they are easy, but actually it needs passion. Depends with your heart. Are you happy to help people that are vulnerable? Are you able to support people that really require you the most? And if the answer is yes, of course, now you can go ahead and do this course, and to be honest, you'll be able to earn a living from that and pay your bills and sustain yourself here in Australia. Now I'll leave this video at that point. Now, if you've not subscribed, guys, kindly consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you so much for support in 2023. I wasn't able to say thank you, but now I'm here to say thank you so much for supporting me in the year that have gone, and I believe this year we are going to also be here to support each other. Thank you so much. Let me know what you have to say in the comment section. Any video you would like me to do, please kindly let me know in the comment section. If you have any input, also on the comment section. So guys, I'll leave this video at that point. Bye bye.